it's Meg, and I'm here today with my doll Felicity, and we are going to be showing you guys the 8-week results for my photo contest BDPC. This week's theme was out of your comfort zone / challenge week, where I asked the models to take a photo that is kind of like they were scared to take before, or just that something that they've never really done before, if that makes any sense. So let's get right into the results. Before we get started with this video, I would like to apologize to Caroline. If you guys remember, she was eliminated last week, and I forgot to include one of her photos, so I will just show that right now. Now, on to the results. In first place this week, we have Charlotte. Charlotte, I absolutely love this photo. So the challenge that she decided to do is to take a photo in the water because she was always scared that her dolls would fall in and get wet and she couldn't like fix them up again. And you said, Charlotte, that you now love taking photos in the water, and I'm so happy. I love this photo. Just the one thing that I would have changed is that like the little paddle thing. I don't kayak if you can't tell, but the I think it's called like an oar. The one on the left side is like blurred out, and I personally wouldn't have done that. So if you would have, I think that you would have edited off the blur from that. But I love this photo and it is so cute. Great job, Charlotte. In second place, we have Jess. Jess decided to change her photos in 2 ways. First, she did no editing, which I think turned out very nicely. And secondly, she said that she chose to do a pride photo because she was nervous about posting a pride photo when it was actually Pride Month. And I think that it's a very nice photo, and I love how it turned out. And she also said that the background, like the sparkly, like the blue, is actually her prom dress that she never got to wear. So I think that was a really nice touch, and I'm so sorry that you didn't get to wear that dress. I'm sure it's absolutely beautiful. So the one thing that I would have changed about this photo is that I would have like cropped the photo so that you could see the entire pansexual flag, because I just feel like the photo isn't as complete if you only see half of it, but you can still tell what flag it is, so I really like that. And I love how you used the rule of thirds with this photo, so fantastic job, Jess. In third place, we have Aubrey. So Aubrey's change is that she did not edit her photo at all, which I think turned out extremely nice. So the one thing is, for me personally, I think that Josefina and Cecile, the other 2 dolls on the side, I think that they should have been looking off to the side so that you can't like see them as well. And I know since you didn't edit it, you couldn't blur it out, but I definitely think that you should have like turned their heads, if that makes any sense. And then I would have had Aubrey actually looking directly at the camera, because as you can see, she's looking off to the side and Josefina is looking directly at the camera. So I think if you would have made those changes, that the photo would have looked a lot nicer. But I absolutely love this photo, and can I just say, Cecile's shirt is the cutest thing ever. Like, can you please comment down below where you got it, because I love it so much. Great job, Aubrey. In fourth place, we have Brandy. Brandy chose to do like an album cover photo because she's never done one before, and I definitely think it turned out very nicely. So the one thing that I would have done is I would have I would have moved down the text. This is Shatters and Brandy Louise. I would have moved that down so it doesn't like cover part of her face. And then the black like splatters on the right side, I wouldn't have included those unless that's on her shirt. But I don't think it is on her shirt. If you edited that in, I would have taken it off. I think that this photo was really cool though, and just one little change that I personally would have made is I would have cropped it to be a perfect square, because that's what album covers are, like on a vinyl record or on a CD case. It's like a square. I mean, obviously that's just personal preference, but I think that if it was a square, like, it would have made more sense with an album cover, but I don't know, that's just me. Great job, Brandy. In 5th place, we have Ruthie. Ruthie chose to do like a half and half photo where it reminds me of Hannah Montana, honestly, if you guys have ever seen that show. It's like half of her is like the rock star side of her, and the other half of her is just like plain Ruthie. I think this photo had a really nice idea to it, and as like when you are editing, when you're editing the two photos together, of course there will be a seam, but the seam on her face is like, it just looks off to me. I don't really know how to describe it, but I love all the work you put into this photo. I can definitely tell you worked really hard on this photo, and it definitely shows. And I think that if the seam wouldn't have been as noticeable, the photo would have looked nicer. But I love this photo so much, and I can tell all the hard work you put into this. Great job, Ruthie. In 6th place, we have Joss. Joss chose to take her photo without portrait mode on the camera, and she said that's why it's always like the blurry sides, if that makes sense. So I personally like it a lot better if it's not portrait mode, but you know, Joss, that's a personal preference. So you can choose which one you want to do, and that's what's great about photography. It's all different. So you said that in this photo she's just kind of holding chains, and I think it was a really nice idea. And I love how you can't really see the shadows in that. I think that's very cool. I don't know if you like took the photo like in just the right lighting or if you edited that. I don't think you edited it though. Just the one thing that I personally don't like is the eyeshadow and then the chunky eyelashes. I think that the photo would have looked better without them. Of course, I think that maybe if they would have been a little bit toned down, if that makes any sense, so it's not as much there. I love this photo though, and I think it's absolutely fabulous, and I love the theming behind it. So great job, Joss. And in 7th place, we have Catherine. So Catherine decided to really edit her photo instead of when, like before, she barely edits her photos or she doesn't even edit it at all. So I love what you did with this photo, Catherine. Just, I think that you did a little bit too much editing. Like the red swirly details in the corner, I think that you didn't really need those, because like the entire photo is already grayscale, and I love that. Just the red kind of is like boom in your face because the entire photo is grayscale. And then the sparkles all around her, I feel like you shouldn't have done. And I really do like the sparkles in her eyes. I think that's a very nice touch. Just, I think if you wouldn't have added in the red, like, swirls and the sparkles, that the photo would have looked nicer. I do, however, really love how she's looking directly at the camera and she has, like, a black crown detail on her head. I really do like this photo. I just think it was a little bit too much editing, and I think if you would have scaled it back a little bit, that you would have been higher up in the ranking. So the person going home this week is Catherine. Catherine, you did an absolutely amazing job all throughout this competition, and I am so sad to see you go. Here are all Catherine's previous photos. So to Sunshine Lemons AG, please do not let this discourage you. You are an amazing photographer, and I love every single photo that you submitted in this competition, and I'm so happy that you chose to enter in the competition. So this next week's theme is partially inspired by Hannah the Honey Bear, and this next week's theme is going to be Mini-Me. What I mean by that is I want you to show off something about yourself in your doll photos. For example, maybe you really like to read and you are showing your doll reading, or your favorite book, or like an outfit you like to wear, and then email that and say in the email what it is, obviously. The due date for this photo is going to be Saturday, July 18th. So please have it emailed to the email on the screen by that day. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!